Says the Tiferes LeMoishe, page Chaf, still in the Psicha, the introduction. Chavis ahavas Yisrael he gam kelapi chugim achirim. To love another Yid is also those that are different from us, different cuts, different shapes and sizes. Some think what's the ahavas Yisrael? Those that are like me, those that dress like me, those that look like me, those that talk like me, those that live where I live, and whatever is anybody different, that's not where it's at. And thinks it's only if he acts according to the ways that I act and has the same menogim. Who can I say is my brother? Someone who's like me. Just like my biological brother is somebody who's like me, looks like me, has certain characteristics like me, acts maybe like me, has certain values like me, raised by the same parents. So too, perhaps ahavas Yisrael is the same thing, like on the level of brothers, and therefore it has to be something who's like me. Says LeMoishe, so this person thinks that whoever's not like me is a shaychas usually. So how can I relate to him? How can I connect with him? He's very different. And who's even talking the fact that he dresses differently than I do? How can I connect with him? He's not davening the way that I daven. Or for example, somebody davens nusach sfard, when they look at somebody davens nusach ashkenaz, he's not like me, so I don't really have a mitzvah ahavas Yisrael with him. Can you imagine? People actually think these things. Who's Sfardi, Temani, Moroccan, Parsi, if he's either Sfardi or from Yemen or from Morocco or from Persia, or if I'm not Hasidish and he's Hasidish, or if I'm not Hasidish and he is Hasidish, the way that he views these other people is that they're not real Yidden. This person will say, I have the way of the Yidden, because I am this type of way of life, and I am this kind of Hasidus, or I live in this kind of place, and the community that I live in, we are real truth seekers, and basically says that I am the Yid, but these other people aren't the Yid. It's interesting. It almost sounds Christian or Muslim, meaning the concept of saying, initially until this point, Hashem wanted these people, but then when he introduced my way, so the Christians said about themselves and the Muslims said about themselves, then he doesn't want them anymore. Which is, I think that's the epitome of bigotry. But anyway, he says I don't have to. He's not really a Yid because he's not from our people. He's not like us. That's what he's thinking. Hello, Sfardi. He's a Sfardi. He's not like the Ashkenazi. Or if he's the person talking as a Sfardi, he says, he's an Ashkenazi, or Teimani, or Chassid, Litai. He doesn't really dress like a real Yid. The real levush of a Yid is like this and like that and like the other. Everybody can fill in the blanks, according to what they think, and if they're honest with themselves, what they think a real Jew looks like. Unfortunately, it's something that we've all become used to certain degrees, whether we realize it or not. Whether we've been taught that way, or whether we haven't been taught to look at everyone that they eat, whatever shape, color, size, minhag, way they talk, place they're from, whatever it might be. Each and every one of us is a beloved son for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It doesn't matter where we're from. We segregate, in our mind at least, in understanding and who we consider to be chashav and not chashav, those that look differently on the outside. And in his heart he thinks like this: he's not from our people. Regardless, in every thinks that I am from those people and therefore I am special. So he thinks that I'm the best, like the best, finest quality of something. He's like a lower level yid. He's not really a yid. And he looks at him with disgust and shame. And the same people will ask the following question: where's sinas chinam? We all love each other. Do we really love each other? Hugging someone, calling someone actually, yeah, it might not be easy for some people, but it's a lot easier than being honest inside and thinking, do I really love this person? Is this really somebody who I consider that we are equals? Or perhaps I might be considering he's not really doing a real job. Yeah, he's getting there, good for him, and he's improving, but we're living in a, unfortunately, in reality, what we've forgotten. What does it mean to be a real yid? We're missing the education that this is all wrong. A yid is not defined by how he dresses, from where he comes from, and to which community or Hasidus he belongs, or which menhagim he has. If there are people that come from other communities, other places, and they are in trouble and they are in difficult situations, they either need spiritual chizuk or physical chizuk. Why should there be a distance, a mental and an emotional distance between myself and another yid? If he looks different, if he talks different, if he's from somewhere else, why should there be that distance? Why have we become used to the fact that we can't just love and appreciate every yid because he's a yid? Doesn't matter where he's from. And to feel his pain just because of the fact that he's another yid. It's quite the opposite. There's another yid in pain, we have to feel that. Even though he might be different. And this is called ahavas chinam. It has nothing to do, the chinam means I don't need your external appearances or attributes or qualities to love you for who you are. And the Mojitz Rebbe says in the Yisrael, and Vayigash, he says like this: what does it mean to love somebody ahavas chinam? That somebody else's pain is more real than my pain. What does that mean? It means that I can put my pain aside and feel somebody else's pain there with them. I can get out of my head and out of my heart and connect with somebody else through my heart. How would it be? How would it look? That you've got an old man and he's got generations, children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and each one of them, and they all found a different way in life. One decided to become a Breslover, one decided to become a Bobover, one decided to become a Sansa, one decided to become a Gera, one decided to become Temani, one decided to become Sfadi, whether it is that, the daughter's married somebody who's Sfadi or Temani or whatever. One decided to be Persian, one decided to be Moroccan. And this man here, he has children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, especially the great-grandchildren, and you line them all up and they look different, they talk different, they have different ways of life. And this one of them comes up and he says, that one there, he doesn't look like me, doesn't talk like me, doesn't behave like me, and he starts to shame him. If you think the father or the grandfather would be happy, what he would say, yeah, you're right, yeah, move away from him, don't associate yourself with him, go away from him, maybe from your son, from your brother, or from your cousin. because he's not considered to be one of yours. Of course, a father won't say like this. He'd be very upset. Very, very upset. How they're actually acting. And we'll see in the next few pieces that this conversation continues. But really, it brings me to something which is a comfort. It's a bittersweet reality. The whole Kiruv movement, Baruch Hashem, is in its full throes. Started several decades ago, and was more focused on Kiruv V'choikim. Why? Because they felt far away from where either they felt they should be, maybe we felt they should be, or whatever it might be. But at least we bring them closer. And in more recent times, a certain different terminology has come up called Kiruv Krovim. Because in fact, we are more alike than we are different. And it's important to connect through our similarities and through our differences. And that seems to have been also difficult for some to do. But Baruch Hashem, we're on the right way, and Mashiach is right around the corner. And Mitzvah Hashem, we've got another week for Nisan. And Mashiach should grace us with his presence, and Navi should tell us that he's coming. May it remain Amen.